All right, we're back. Circling Back podcast, Wash Media headquarters, Austin, Texas. My name's Will. To my left, the D-Man, David Ruff.
Hi, thank you for knowing that. Original D-Man, actually. I'm going to take a page after the unoriginal D-Man's out of his book, The Postgrad Problem, Kyle.
Wow.
Reddit, subreddit. It's popping.
It's been on fire lately.
I wanted to read this.
It's still alive?
Oh,
Kyle,
it's more alive than it's
Yeah.
ever been, actually.
So people have found it who are not in any way aware of the former blog, Postgrad Problems. And they'll go in there and they'll post like their very real issues they're having. For example, user Peach Blossom B posted something, post-grad cognitive slump fix. I only graduated in May, but I've definitely gotten dumber post-grad. I'm trying to study for the LSAT. Does anyone have any recommendations to get back the mental sharpness and quickness that I used to have?
So obviously people sent her
Yeah.
LSAT practice tests,
Some
you know,
earnest
some
recommendations.
study kits, maybe some
Dave's
people
number.
who could train her.
Or maybe just some words of encouragement, perhaps.
You tell me if any of these are helpful. Top one, throw in a fat hooter.
Yeah, that honestly, that might actually help you study.
Yeah, for a lot of people,
Yeah.
it helps you settle in.
Right.
Study aid.
Buy some land out Pecos way.
Okay. I don't know
I
how
don't know
that's
if
going to
that's
help.
the move, especially post-grad when your
I don't know if that's
finances
gonna
are
help.
famously tight.
Make sure that you're well hydrated and don't be a selfish teammate. Try taking some horse electrolytes. This is getting very specific.
Hydration is good. Like, these are not the worst.
Yeah, there
Seriously,
could
advice.
be worse tips.
Horse electrolytes.
It turns out there are. Do a sidewalk slammer.
Okay.
And then the final one, get a Miata.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see how that.
Again, yeah, that's not super helpful, but some decent ones in there that might help this person study.
So I hope that person finds some success with those responses.
What's
I like
the
that they went to
mindset?
the channel and that's what they got.
Yeah.
Like, and just the genuinely
Like,
needed
well,
advice.
I came to the wrong place.
Well, real post-grad problems fans will know that voice is none other than Kyle Bandujo. Kyle, welcome to the program.
Hey, guys.
What's
It's
up,
good,
Kyle?
good to be back after quite a long time. It's been a while. I haven't
has been a while.
seen you guys in person in a couple years, so it's
Been a
wonderful
minute.
to be here. Thank you for inviting me to your lovely studio.
You look the
Worldwide
same
global
as you did 2
pandemic.
years ago.
That's how I try to keep it. I've got some grays coming in. We're just tight on the sides,
Oh.
but the grays are finally here.
Welcome
Look
to the
sharp.
team, man.
Yeah,
coverage.
I've started to get I've only found a couple in my hair, but they're starting to sprout up in the chin of my beard. And I've been told not to pluck them because 3 more will grow back. Is there any?
That's an old wives' tale.
I mean, my wife is literally who told me that tale.
I got chest.
She's not that
great
old, though.
chest
She's younger.
hairs
You got
now.
the great chest
I
hairs.
got about 7 of them. They're awesome.
Stop talking about my wife.
Are you
It's a little
sorry.
weird, dude. You're dynamic with her.
Yeah.
You calm down the mail.
There was
A lot of people don't know that we canceled the mail-in because there was simply too much sexual
There was
chemistry.
some palpable energy in the air when we were together in the studio. That's
Can we,
true.
if you're listening and you're the person who left the comment about the palpable sexual chemistry on the mail-in, we would love to cold call you on a future Patreon episode. I'll put that out there right now.
I want to know what we were doing to give off that vibe.
She laughed at your joke. You turn into a comedian.
I
on
am
Sally.
Yeah,
pretty
you
funny.
can't make someone else's wife
I'm a
laugh. That's
funny
like
guy.
rule number 1.
I mean, you were in your absolute bag yesterday afternoon in the office.
Dude, I was just, dude.
If you said anything, Dylan would say, "Oh, I've got something for you.
I went to the well quite a few times.
Oh, I've got a laptop you can open right now."
Yeah,
What?
yeah. I also shot a 31 under on Golden Tee yesterday.
I sent you that video.
I saw that. Thank you. I might share that
Could
today.
go viral.
31 under.
Can I?
It's pretty good.
Can you send it to me
It's
so I can
pretty
post
impressive.
it from the Circling Back Instagram page?
You got to run it by him first.
I'm not running anything by you.
That's a 39, by the way. I shot a 39.
I don't care.
Dylan, if there was a Golden Tee President's Cup,
You shot it
would
on a
you-
par 70?
Would you be in line for the Golden Tee President's Cup team?
I'm not quite at that level. I'm inconsistent. I'll have a round like I had yesterday, then I'll shoot like 22.
He's still kind of in the Caitlin Clark territory where it's like he doesn't, it's like there's an argument to be made, but if he doesn't get put on the President's Cup for Golden Teeth, as you described it, people are going to be like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
Eyeballs. We're missing out on eyeballs because
Yeah.
this guy moves the needle.
I need to get reps in.
Probably be a dog at match play too. Golden Tee match play.
Oh yeah, for sure. If there was like a Golden Tee like scramble situation, I would really be of use there.
That's where I draw the line. We don't need that.
Are all Golden Tee courses par 70?
I don't know.
Do you feel
I've
like
never-
shooting a 31 under on a par 70 is more or less difficult than?
On a par 72?
Yeah.
probably less difficult. I don't know. Actually, I really have no idea. But 31 under is considered like really, really good. Like really, really good.
What about the people out there who might be saying, yeah, but he didn't do it on the live stream? Like, did he actually do it? Can he do it under the lights?
That's the question that I have even for myself. So I don't know. It's when the lights come on and the chat starts running, there's an added pressure. I feel it.
People around you making jokes, often at your expense.
I get a little clammy in the palms, you know. It affects my stroke.
Didn't you run into the freezer and get like some ice?
I did put my hand on the bag of ice.
Yeah.
To declam. It didn't really help much.
That's
Declam
another knock
also his
against the Golden Tee President's Cup team. If nervous under pressure, you're playing for national honor against other
Kyle,
Golden Tee players.
I understand, man. I have work to do.
Hey, did you hear Dave?
What do you say?
He said that D-Clam was your nickname. Is there any truth to that?
Back in the day.
It was very brief. I had it for like a couple months and I got rid of it. Yeah.
Don't pearls come from clams?
Oysters, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Brett's out there ordering clams in bulk. True story.
I still have that pearl in my eyeball, by the way.
No, Brett really is.
Well, that's why I
calling
was
around.
wondering. I didn't know if clams had pearls because, like, we could call you D-Clam right now.
Yeah, Brett's got a clam guy.
I want to get ahead of it. I pretty much made fun of Dylan Stye numerous times over the last
even on the
couple
TL.
days. Yeah. And unfortunately, karma came for me last night where my 11-month-old just straight poked me in the eye and had to take a sleeping pill and go to bed early to keep that eye shut all night. I was trying to get some TV off, just didn't work.
I've never gotten poked that badly.
It was the worst poke I've ever had.
Do you think it was intentional?
I don't think it was intentional. I haven't seen any like outlandish behavior from him before this, but you can't discount it. It was such a direct shot that you have to wonder if there was something behind that.
It might have been biding his time. Could have been something you did 3 months ago.
Here's the thing. No, we just switched his milk over.
Oh,
and so now I'm worried
There
that
it
like
is.
he's
He's
like, give me
protesting.
that old shit back.
There it is.
Yeah.
He can't use his words yet, so he's poking you.
Yeah.
I don't want to bury the lead here. We're going to have Kyle on today's episode. Kyle's going to take a quick break for business. He does have a call about business at some point.
I do.
But we're going to be talking more about his book and more about sports movies and things of that nature after. But Kyle, can you just do an absolutely shameless plug for your book right now?
The most shameless plug. I wrote a book, an illustrated book, Movies with Balls, the greatest sports films of all time, analyzed and illustrated. It's right here.
Also right behind
also right
you.
there.
It's also right.
Wow.
It's also right there. Movies with Balls is essentially a love letter to 26 of the greatest fictional sports movies of all time. Me and my creative partner Rick Bryson broke down why we love 26 of these movies. There's a bunch of cool visuals. I can say like all the art in the book slaps. I didn't have anything to do with it. Rick did all of it, so I feel very good about saying it slaps. But we broke down. Breakdowns of the individual games in these movies. So like we talked about dodgeball. We broke down the ADAA championship between Average Joes and Globo Gym. We picked MVPs for each movie. We broke down is someone in this movie good or not at their job. So like Rachel Phelps, the owner in Moneyball, she might have or the owner in Major League, she might have actually invented Moneyball because she built an incredible roster. Using very little funds. She found an ace pitcher in prison, so very good at their job. White Goodman's lawyers in dodgeball, probably bad at their job.
You would think
gets
they're not
forced out of
great.
a company that he founded seemingly very easily by kind of an idiot in Peter LaFleur. So there's things like that. There's great play maps. There's tickets for every movie. Rick has created the original idea was what would the tickets of these movies look like? What would the ticket to Rocky's fight against Ivan Drago look like? What would the ticket from Dodgeball look like? And Rick created these tickets, put them in the book. So there's a bunch of fun, great visuals there. And then, asking some questions. How did the Pro Golf Tour and Happy Gilmore, why was there a loophole to let a random winner of one country club on the tour? That's a wild thing. I kind of surmised that the owner of the tour, that the guy who runs the tour might have seen the owner of that country club, or the owner of that country club had some dirt on the Pro Golf Tour president. Might have seen him like run over somebody with his car or something where he's a little more cachet for his club. But that's
Is there
the
any
book.
chance Happy was funded by the Saudis?
Whoa. I guess you'll have to read the book.
I guess I will.
I think Shooter McGavin seems like more of the live guy. If we're
He's
being
taking the
honest.
bag. He's taking the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my shameless plug. It's available wherever books are sold. It makes a great gift to your parents, aunts and uncles, your grandparents, even the ones who can't see anymore. Give it to them. It looks great on a bookshelf. And I think if every single person listening buys 4 to 5 copies, we should make the New York Times bestseller.
Let's
list.
do it.
So
Get 4.
that's
make
what
it
we're
happen.
looking at.
4 will be okay, but if you get 5, that's when you're a real one.
I was kind of bummed when I saw that Kyle's first book was going to be this. And even though this is great, I kind of wanted you to follow up on your first postgrad problem column submission, where it was situations in your work life where you wish you had the end of an NBA bench following you around to hype you up.
Oh,
I
my
believe. I don't know if you
God.
remember that, but I do.
I don't.
That was your first. That was what got you in the door, and
How about
I
that?
remember loving it.
I walked into the Grand X office on my first day. Dave took me into the conference room. Dylan walked in with a baseball bat, just taking cuts, not making eye contact
That's
with
true.
me, and just talking about how he's the top dog around here.
I don't
It was
remember
really,
that. I don't remember that
really an
conversation at all.
interesting
That sounds
introduction.
right.
But no, Dave was like, and he was like, yeah, we got a remote writer team, and he was like, named a couple people. He goes, yeah, Kyle Bandujo. He's one of our strongest right now. And I was like, okay, remember the name.
Look at
remember
that.
the name. And look where we are now.
Now we're here. This is a whole ass book sitting in front of me.
Did Rick also do the cover of the book?
Rick did the cover. He did literally
cover.
everything. Yeah. Rick is the best. Wouldn't have honestly, this project doesn't come to light without him, with that genesis of that idea about the tickets and reaching out to me and turning it into this. So it's pretty much I've been talking and writing about sports movies for 5 years, 5+. And then my first sports movie related thing ever was on PGP, talking about all the football problems in Remember the Titans, of which there are many. PD, quitter. Gosling was a five-time player of the week, and then suddenly can't even defend white guys. What happened?
Yeah.
There's some more.
Something
Real
happened
issues. I
here.
remember that was a
There's
good
a liability.
Yeah, liability.
Totally.
But you don't go from 5-time player of the week to not being able to keep up with anybody. Something's going on there.
I think I wrote exactly one sports-centric column for PGP in my entire time there.
Was it about badminton or something?
It was just Mighty Ducks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just the Mighty Ducks power ranking of all of them. And after that, I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's too much.
And on this subject, this call is about business. So I will
Kyle,
Catch up.
we
with
will see you
Here.
soon.
Thank you.
We will
guys
see you
Thank
soon.
guys.
Well, before we get into today's episode, we get to Dylan. Will you do the new sponsor alert, please?
We have a new sponsor alert.
This is exciting solely because this is a company we already love. It's a company we already all own things from. It's a company that whenever I go by their store on South Congress, I walk directly into it.
Smells great in
Because
there.
it smells
yeah.
freaking good. Anywhere worth going is worth going in good boots. Find your perfect pair with Tecovas. If you're not familiar with Tecovas, I'm actually surprised at this point. They craft quality Western boots for everyone from generational ranchers to lifelong cowboys to your boy right here, first-time boot buyer.
Even the city folk will find something they want in there.
Hey, we don't need to call me city folk right now.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. Even an old cowpoke like me.
We did a video last year, probably fall time, I guess, Randy, where Randy and I actually went into Tecovas for my first pair of boots, and you're treated like a king in there.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing experience. These guys were born in Texas in 2015, and by these guys, I mean Tecovas, and they just make it easy for everyone to find their perfect boot. Every one of Tecovas boots are handcrafted with over 200 meticulous steps for broken in comfort right out of the box. So whether you're in for a long day or a big night, your Tecovas are built to last and impress. I need to look up which ones I actually have. I will say, mine feel like they were worn before I got them because they're so worn in. Like, it's a beautiful thing. And one of the big reasons I didn't want to get boots in the first place was like, I don't want to wear these in. I'm not going to wear them enough to make them comfortable. These things are comfortable right out of the box. Right out.
I look forward to getting my first pair of Tecovas.
Randy, how many Tecovas do you own?
As of right now, none. But I can't wait to get my first
None?
pair.
I
Yeah.
thought you had like 4 pairs.
No. Not
What the
yet.
hell,
Not
Randy?
yet.
Maybe Randy needs to get a pair through this ad deal. Right now, get 10% off at tecovas.com/CRCLBK when you sign up for email and text. That's 10% off at tecovas.com/CRCLBK. Tecovas.com/CRCLBK. See the site for details. Tecovas, point your toes west.
Space bar.
Oh, we're going. Okay. Hit us.
Space bar. It's time for the space bar.
Dave, could you do some space noises in the background to supplement this?
Honestly, just don't want to be a part of what he's doing.
Here's a satellite.
Did
Here's
he
a
get
satellite
introed?
flying by. Here's a satellite flying
No.
by. Ready?
That sounded like a lightsaber, like erecting.
Erecting.
Yeah.
When you turn it on and it
Yeah. That's usually how it goes.
There's a moment at the Sphere when you're finally in space and they shoot a satellite over your head
oh,
and it just shocks
is it
everybody.
a real shot?
No, it's
Okay.
all generated by computers.
Okay, because there are
It'd be a lot
satellites in
cooler if it
space.
was.
Yeah, computer graphics technology.
Yeah, the tech's there, buddy.
Okay, sorry.
Is it?
How
A,
have you not done your own spacebar music yet?
yeah.
I thought we did. Did we not?
No, we just had like a generic like space.
I
Sound.
like doing it live. I like singing it, Dave.
No, I think we need to take you
indulge
singing
me.
it, and I think we need to make that into a trap remix of some sort.
Ooh, can we get Brett on that maybe?
No, stop.
No,
stop,
we'll ban
dude.
them from making AI music.
Like, just stop giving him tasks that
Yeah.
involve AI.
Because also your Spacebar song is a parody on the headline song, which is a parody on Footloose song.
It's very meta.
The Footloose song? How's that one go?
Footloose.
Oh,
Footloose.
Space Bar. Anyway, Space Bar. We have two Space Bar stories today.
Well, because the space bar is usually about space or
Right.
bars.
Sorry.
So are you saying that
I'm getting
one
ahead
is
of
about
myself.
space and the other's about bars?
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Have we ever
So,
let off the show with a space bar?
in the Space Bar, the stories are either about space or something about a bar.
Very cool.
Or sometimes about like the thing on your keyboard called the Space Bar, but it's never actually been about that. Not yet.
I noticed yours was kind of sticky. What's going on?
Anyway, these are both about space, not bar related.
Oh, okay.
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 First one, new moon dropping. We're getting a second moon, folks.
Is it neon?
It's not neon.
That would be sick.
You get it from
Gotta admit, it'd be cool if it was neon.
from September 29th, which is just a few days away, until the 25th of November. So we're
Yo,
talking,
this thing's sticking around.
talking almost 2 months. We're getting a second moon. You're probably thinking like, where's this other moon coming from? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. It's
Did
literally-
like the other moon have a baby? No, it didn't have a baby, David. You probably think
he didn't
that.
break a piece off?
He didn't. Nothing's been broken off of our
Little moon baby.
Have we looked at the dark side of the moon?
It's actually just an asteroid
Oh,
that is gonna. It's flying by. Zoo, zoo. That's the sound that makes when it flies by
Mhm.
Earth. It's going pretty fast. Actually, slow for asteroid standards, but still.
Hence the
Let's see, how
moonage.
fast is it going? It is going to be moving at about 2,200 miles per hour.
okay.
Which again, fast for like regular Earth standards, but space standards pretty slow. Slow enough that it's going to get caught in the Earth's gravitational pull, and it's basically going to slingshot around the Earth in a horseshoe shape. It's going to go, but it's that horseshoe movement is going to take almost 2 months.
Mm.
How big is this moon? You're probably asking yourself right now, Dave. How big do you think this moon's going to be?
Oh, I would probably say like the size of a basketball.
Okay, that's pretty small. Will, you got a guess?
I think it's going to be like 6 times bigger than our current moon.
That would really be something. That would be quite the spectacle.
that would affect the tides.
That would be quite yeah. That would probably throw the Earth
Dude.
into a all cattywampus.
Dude,
and we don't
tide
want
is
that.
so affected by this fucking new.
Cattywampus, great word.
That would be a cattywampus Earth situation. We don't want that.
You guys
I'm
see
talking
this
like-
fucking moon?
Like generational flooding.
Dude, tide's been really affected by this second moon.
Dude, we're doing
Oh,
we're
Todd.
doing half off blue moons until this thing passes.
do you
man.
know why the tide's affected by the moon? Do you understand what's
Dude,
happening?
no, I've always wondered.
Do you know?
man.
A gravitational pull.
Yeah. So basically, like
Oh,
When the moon
Dave
gets-
is standing on business
when
right
the moon
now.
gets close to Earth, it basically just pulls the ocean toward it, and it creates like a kind of like an oval. If you think of like the Earth's like the water's like more ovally than it is just perfectly round because it kind of bows out like that. And so on this side, tide goes up, and that side, tide goes down.
Wait, what?
Tide comes in, tide goes out. Can't explain it.
Isn't that crazy?
Damn, it'd be like that sometimes.
Anyway,
It's an oval?
this asteroid.
what's
slash,
the oval though? Hold on. What are you saying?
Yeah,
is
hold
an
on. I
oval?
need to go back to this
Okay.
oval situation.
So if there's water surrounding Earth like that, and if the moon over here is getting closer, it kind of like bows out like that.
Okay.
Because it pulls the water that way.
Okay.
And so on this side of the Earth, tide goes up, and on this side of the Earth, tide goes down, and then it'll just return back.
Can I ask a dumb question? I'm not asking for like an actual like built out answer. But is this the reason does this have anything to do with the fact that storms seem to occur mostly at night versus like during the day? Or am I just mentally thinking that that's a thing and it's not?
I don't have the knowledge to answer
I feel like
that
all the bad
question.
thunderstorms are later in the day.
It's daytime heating is a big part of
don't
storms building up. So like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that might be more a sun thing than it is a moon
Okay.
thing.
I was just wondering if that was
But-
connected.
But when the sun goes down,
Things
my
get
side of town, that
Yeah.
lonesome feeling comes to my door.
Really?
I
the
can't
su-
wait to strap my Tacovas on and just fucking watch this neon moon.
So this moon is actually between the sizes that both of you guessed. It's between
Those are New Balances,
basketball,
David.
between the size of a basketball and the size the 6 times our current moon, which is rather large.
So how
Did I
large
lose
is
the
it?
showcase showdown?
It's about the size of a
You went
city.
over.
It's about the size of a city bus. So not very big for moon standards, really.
Okay. I've talked to my friend Chat GPT about what it takes to be considered a moon. Do you mind if I give you those
Let's go.
things?
Let's go.
Okay.
What if there was Chat GPT?
About 10
and
meters.
It was just chat.
Boom!
Thanks.
It orbits a planet or a dwarf planet. It's gravitationally bound, so the object must be bound to a planet or dwarf planet, meaning its motion, its big motion and location are governed by gravity of the larger body it orbits. It's not a man-made object. It's got sufficient mass to maintain an orbit. The size and shape affects it. No significant atmosphere. They don't like rap, Randy?
I don't know, man. Yesterday, Sunshine, great song.
I know. Maybe this moon is just trying to find a balance.
Maybe.
What if this thing didn't have enough mass, so it had a dirty bulk?
Just eating
Just whatever.
peanut butter milkshakes all
Eating
day.
syrup
eating
and
space
everything.
debris.
Syrup on your chicken strips,
Yeah.
on your satellite dish that you're eating. I
Maybe
guess
some
the dish
strawberry
wouldn't be
syrup
on.
in
Yeah.
your water.
Oh yeah, good source of sugar.
I love syrup.
The guy loved syrup.
You won't be able to see this with the naked eye.
That's so
Oh,
lame.
but what's the fucking point?
You also can't even see it with like a basic telescope. You need a professional telescope.
So
to
they
see
could
it.
have just not told us about this, and we would have been fine.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to Jimmy Walker's place this weekend.
It's still
And
sitting.
No one's talking
I'm-
about Jimmy Walker.
I'm going to Jimmy Walker's place, and I'm going to talk to him about the President's Cup, and then I'm going to ask to use his military-grade telescopes.
Well, that sounds dynamite.
No, they're not going to blow it up.
Something
Okay.
the size of a city bus is not giving moon to me.
I kind of agree.
Like-
It's just like, oh, there's an asteroid that's entering the atmosphere.
Like I get it's
Not
mo-
atmosphere.
I get it's
That's-
moon
that's way too
adjacent.
close.
Being
Orbit.
moon adjacent is one thing, but like I feel like if it's a moon, we got to be able to see it. You guys remember that show Land of the Lost?
I do.
No.
Living in the land of the lost.
I bet it's on Disney Plus.
Land of the Lost. They had like hella moons in that show. And I remember sitting there being like, dude, it would be so cool to live on a planet that just had moons scattered everywhere.
My moon.
Dude,
I wish we had more than one moon.
Yeah.
Like real moon. Not
Like-
like this one, but like a real ass moon.
I like our current moon.
Some planets
I have
get-
no beef with our current moon.
Some planets are just lucky. They're just spoiled with all their moon shit they get.
Wouldn't it be cool though? It's like, damn, dude, that moon's looking dope tonight.
Yeah, but the other one's kind of mid.
Because we have very few opportunities to look up at our moon and be like, damn, they're doing it right now.
Yeah. Moon's cool, man.
I would say
Done.
this past weekend, the moon was kind of tight. It was a harvest moon.
Yeah, I was in bed all weekend, Randy,
Oh,
while
yeah.
you guys were living your lives and field passes and
Dylan's such a Sagittarius.
oh my god.
Like you're giving that aura.
What
right
about
now.
me would you say is giving Sagittarius?
It's just like your entire like what you're giving and putting off. It's
Okay.
like you can totally tell because like you're affected by some things, but other things don't affect you. And also like you have emotions and you're human.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're totally giving Sag.
Scorpio season's coming up. That's what you're.
Are you a Sag, bro?
No, I'm a cusper. I'm on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio.
I put up on Scaries the other day. Someone asked what my sign was, and I said I was a Capricorn, but I don't know anything about that stuff. So if anyone could tell me if this is accurate or not. And a backer actually responded to the Scaries post and asked me what you guys were. And so I did some general Googling to hope that I could get it right. I forgot that you were a cusper. And the backer did not indicate that either of you exhibit classic traits of your signs.
Oh, like they really know us.
Whoa. It's like it almost doesn't matter.
Oh, wow. Randy is against astrology.
Would that be the worst person to lead the arm, like a branch of the military, general Googling?
Yeah. Be tough. Be a tough one.
God, did you talk to General Googling? He's
I don't
not. He's not happy with the troops right now.
Randy is.
I had a geometry teacher in 10th grade who said that all doctors do is just go back and Google it.
Yeah,
I'll be back. Let me
tell you, there's a lot of lawyers. That do that.
Yeah, they hop on
A lot of
chat
layers.
GPT.
He was very distrusting.
Yeah.
It kind of ruined the vibe of the class that day. He had clearly gotten some bad news and then started the class talking about doctors and then threw his marker at the whiteboard and went and sat down and told us to work on other homework.
They're
We
on
were
web-
like,
they're
oh,
on
good.
WebMD.
Yeah, good to see that. Good to see our teachers in a good spot right now.
Sorry, you think you have cancer?
No,
Yeah.
he did.
It's like, whoa.
He ended up being fine, but I just remember being like, yeah, I don't think the administration would want him telling us that doctors are frauds in 10th grade.
That's such a hot take.
Randy, is astrology girl a deal breaker for you?
No, because then that would like get rid of like 30% of the dating pool, maybe even more. So it's more of, I can't say that astrology is completely bogus, but I can say that there's not enough proof to make it affect how you treat other people and just assume people.
Sorry,
if people
Randy.
actually like, oh, you're a Leo, I can't.
We're not.
date you.
We're
I'm
not
like,
compatible.
What's
Randy.
your-
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
care
an
if people
Aries.
care about it. I truly don't care.
Libra/Scorpio?
I think if people treat people differently because of someone's born a certain
Yeah.
way, I think that's just, probably a bad thing.
I think if someone's super into astrology and they want to use that as their personal guiding light for them, like if they get some self-fulfilling stuff out of what their attributes are supposed to be or what their horoscope is, like if it's making your life better, go and do
Yeah.
it.
It's
Go
like
and do it.
I can't disprove it. So it's like do your own thing.
I
Like,
feel
I'm
the
not
same.
gonna.
I had a friend who was shaming me for trying to join a cult, and I was like, but like I like how it makes me feel.
That's what's up, dude.
Like
That's what's
I don't
up.
think you can tell me to not do something that I enjoy.
I was holding the cans.
They
and
took the cans right out of my hands,
They
and
said
I was
the
like, dude,
feed-ins were.
They snatched him away.
yeah, I was like,
That's
dude,
bullshit.
They were gonna give me a free cruise.
Man.
Just don't post
Hey,
it on your
Tom
stories.
Cruise.
Yeah, and they told me I can be A-list celebs like Tom Cruise.
You guys, you ready for the second space bar?
Yeah,
I was going to
Story.
say, this is what I don't think I'd rather have multiple moons. I think I'd rather have this.
This one is
Yeah.
brought to us by my good friend and scientist Will DeFreeze. He's sitting to my left right here on the board. This one's interesting. What if I told you, David, that Earth years ago had a ring around it, similar to Saturn? What if I told you that? What would that do for you?
Doesn't really affect me in any way.
Do you find it interesting?
No.
What? Imagine looking up and like, oh fuck, there's a ring around Earth right
Were there
now. That's
humans on
dope.
the Earth at this point?
This was, guess how long ago this was, according to a recent study.
Late 30s, roaring 20s.
can you ask what I would say?
What, Will? What's your
the
guess?
ring.
I would say, let me see your Earth rings.
Okay. 466 million years ago,
Wow,
there was
dinosaur times.
an asteroid broke up in Earth's orbit and was in the debris, the pieces of the asteroid got caught up in Earth's orbit temporarily, but for a long time. I'm talking like, how many years was it? It was around, we had a ring for like 20 something. No, sorry. I'll find it. Give me a second here. Talk
A
amongst
lot of
yourself.
years.
Tens of millions of years.
Okay.
And the study that revealed this is because of the crater sites around the Earth were all located kind of like lined up, talking like Pangea days, you know?
Supercontinent.
Right. And so the pattern of the craters suggested that the pieces hit Earth in kind of like a line, and they have determined that it's probably from a ring.
Okay.
My precious.
21 crater sites were
Why
studied.
don't they look through the Jim Webb telescope
Yeah, why don't
and
they
just look at it?
Why don't they use the time machine that is the Jim Webb telescope and just check it out?
If they're looking into the past, why not just turn it toward Earth and just be like, oh, fuck, rings, tight.
Because it would have to be 466 million light years away.
Okay.
And that I don't know if we're capable of such.
Find a way.
Why don't we just put a mirror 466 million miles away, and then we look in a mirror and look back? You actually probably have to do half because it
It
goes
would
back
be
and
half.
forth.
That's, wow. The brain's on this guy.
Do you think Jupiter was like, oh my God, I can't believe Earth got a ring before me?
That's good.
I think Jupiter has a ring.
But then,
Do you think
then they
Pluto?
lost-
know what he's
Do you
saying.
think Pluto was like, oh my God,
Then the ring just disappeared. Got divorced.
Oh.
damn, Earth down bad right now.
Yeah,
And
Earth's
that's
not
when the
bad.
neon moon came in.
Then the neon moon was like, you know what? I'm gonna brighten your day, Earth. I'm gonna.
Did y'all see the they had a photo online yesterday that was actually like a photo of the Big Bang about to happen. Did you see that?
What?
Randy, you saw it.
Sure.
The photo yesterday of the
What?
dinosaurs, and then they had that thing going into the ground.
No, I did not see
Is
this.
this the one?
I don't think that's the Big Bang.
Was Mu Dang there?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
asteroid
I
looked
think I
just
saw
like
it.
Mu Dang.
the
Yeah, I
Big
think I
Bang was the
saw this.
beginning of our universe.
No, I know, but it was this asteroid
Was
that
it?
it weirdly looked just like Mu Dang, and it was just going in.
Really?
Yeah,
I hadn't seen that. I'm gonna have to dig into that one. That's crazy.
just saying, it's out there. I know there's a lot of misinformation and alternative facts on Twitter right now, but Mu Dang might have caused the Big Bang. That's my theory.
I find space to be absolutely fascinating.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I now agree with Randy. I would rather have rings around I would rather have a ring around our
Ooh.
planet than anything.
A ring would be so sick.
But can you see the ring from anywhere or just where the ring is?
I don't think you could see the ring from
Does-
the planet you're on.
Do rings around planets,
Could you?
are they around the
yeah.
same part of the planet at all times, or do they spin differently?
Like, is it always around?
Is
it always around the equator, or is it like
Yeah.
kinda
Oh, I don't know.
oscillating?
I don't
Like,
know.
does it rotate at the same axis as the Earth at the same time rate, or
I
do
don't
they
know.
rotate at all?
I don't know.
I would assume they rotate. 'cause
But I
it's a
would
ring.
imagine it'd be very visible if you were standing on Earth and looking up at it. Much like Saturn. We can see the ring from here.
You should take a class.
Just like a Space 101.
Yeah.
Space for Dummies.
Just mark no grade.
Go down
Go
to-
out in there and vibe. Learn some shit.
What's it called when you just like you don't actually do any of the homework or take the test? You just like sit in on a class.
Yeah, you can do it no grade. Like, what would you
Put
do
out
if
a vibe.
they had like a 100 level class that was just called like Dope Space Facts 101? Like that would be
I would-
something you want to go sign up for.
I would sign the fuck
That
up.
sounds a lot like my science class in
Dope
seventh
space
grade
facts.
that was taught by my wide receiver coach, who just went up there and opened a book and it was like 1,000 crazy facts about Earth.
Did
and
he
would
trust
just read
doctors
them.
at least?
He may have trusted doctors, but I'm not kidding. He would just open and be like, "You guys know that there's enough wire in the Golden Gate Bridge to wrap around Earth 6 times or something." And you're like, "Oh yeah,
Dude,
that's pretty fucking cool."
By the time they're done painting the Golden Gate Bridge, they have to go back and start painting it again.
Is that a true thing?
I think it's relatively true. I don't know.
I had a kind of a class like this at the end of my college. It was called Geosciences in the Cinema, and it was a guy he worked on like from NASA too, but it was a blow off class then. But it was just all natural disasters and space stuff in movies and like the actual science about why that wouldn't happen. And like
That's
it was a very
sick.
funny class, and the guy was really good at it.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite class I've ever taken.
Yeah, I had to take politics and film, and you would go Tuesday night. You'd literally watch a movie in class, and then you had like a day to turn in like a 2-page like essay on it, and it was like that was your class.
Kind of cool.
Pretty dope, yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
I hope I never have to get graded in a class ever again in my entire life.
You probably won't.
Just Randy's game show.
Like, I know that like little kids complain about this, but like there is truly nothing worse than having to do homework.
There's some things that are worse.
No, there's
Okay.
nothing worse.
Like genocide, stuff like that.
It's 1A, 1B.
It depends who you ask. If you ask a fourth grader what's worse, genocide or homework, they're saying homework every time.
You're probably right.
Have you ever been poked in the eye by an 11-month-old?
Stop, dude.
That's fucking
That's
terrible.
up there.
You know what the worst part of this is? I don't read that often. I don't read very many books. Not really my thing. I bought a book yesterday. I already owned Kyle's Movies with Balls, and so I've already read this one. But I bought a book yesterday, Sally Rooney's Intermezzo, and I went home excited to not watch TV last night and to sit down and read this book. And then my son poked me in the eye. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
A little too ironic.
Yeah, I really do think.
She's looking good.
Alanis? I was told that when she played a show at ACL Moody Theater in downtown Austin, my favorite concert venue in the world, I was told that there has never been a crowd more into a performance than that performance. Like, she just brings it out.
I mean, Jagged Little Pill is probably a top 20 album of the 90s.
It's
probably top 10.
It's getting more and more popular for bands that maybe have less popularity now than they did in their heyday. It's getting more popular for those bands to just do tours or specific concerts where they would just play like their most popular album front to back. I would absolutely go to a Jagged Little Pill concert where she just plays that front to back.
Yeah. That'd be a great show.
They're not going to be able to do that in the future because kids like Randy don't know about albums. They don't care.
No.
I got albums. I'll tell you about one album that I'm not super excited about winning an album of the year. It's called Genius Loves Company.
Stop.
Okay.
Because I think
why are
it
you
was.
why are you
I
being
think
mean
it
to Ray
was,
Charles?
Let him
you know,
live.
Yeah, whatever.
Or
8
his
times.
memory.
I don't know,
A
whatever.
year ago at this time, Randy, when I bought a record player, Randy was like, I fucking hate record players.
I still do.
He's like, you get worse quality. They sound all crackly. Like, they're so whatever.
The crack was the
That's-
coolest
Now
part.
Randy
No,
is
okay,
buying
first of
vinyl,
all,
more vinyl
no.
than I am.
Crack was the coolest part.
My opinion was
Final.
that every single time I listened to someone put on they'd be like, "Oh, it's uncompressed audio. It's so good." I'm like, I can't tell a difference. And all there would be, they would have the suitcase ones, and all their things would be warped. And I was like, this sounds like shit. But you know, I like the idea of collecting albums now. That's about it. I still would just rather
Such a
do
dork.
Is this still the
Spotify.
space bar or what's going on?
This-
It's
Space
the
bar.
end of the space bar.
You know,
Dylan, those are two cool stories.
Dylan,
Thanks, man.
that was out of this world, dude.
Thank you, man.
You know what
Glad
else
you
is
guys
out of this
enjoyed
world?
it. Glad you guys enjoyed that.
The packages we get from Every Plate.
That's true.
I got an Every Plate
Ooh-wee.
package in not last week, but the week before. It was like Christmas morning.
We made these little quesadilla johns.
Dude, how good are those quesadilla joints?
Oh my god.
Willie, the tacos, buddy. The tacos.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the tacos.
We got a little quesadillas.
Oh my God.
The tacos were quesadilla adjacent.
They were cooked. To where
Old-fashioned style.
Yeah. Exactly.
We got the same thing.
They're so good. What I like about Every Plate is that when you open the box, all the produce and everything is in there. But like when you take it out, it doesn't feel like it was like pre-packaged, whatever. It looks like you literally just went to the grocery store and got all their good produce and actually got it.
That's what's up.
It lasts too. Like we didn't cook everything within like the first 3 days we had it, and every single thing was still good and great the second we decided to cook it. Every Plate delivers dependable, affordable, and delicious recipes right to your door. And you don't have to worry about that sticker shock that you get from the grocery store these days. Every Plate meals start at just $2.99 per meal. So it makes sense as to why they are America's best value meal kit with thousands of great reviews. Each box contains pre-proportioned ingredients and easy-to-follow recipes ready in 30 minutes. And they're all about their everyday low prices, baby. The pre-portioned ingredients mean that you only pay for what you need, and the meals end up being more affordable than your fast food to go. Like what's the issue here? I don't see any.
What's stopping you from doing Every Plate, Dylan? Nothing. Because it's awesome, and they sent us some, and the tacos. I can't get over. I'm gonna just post it on the story. I don't know why I haven't posted it. They were so good.
They were so good, Dave, that my wife could not finish her meal, and I ate her tacos 2 days later after being in the fridge. They still were incredible.
That's pretty dope.
I'm very happy with them. Join Every Plate today. Pay only $2.99 per meal, plus get 50% off your first box for all box sizes. Get this amazing deal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code STEAM299. That's code STEAM299 at everyplate.com/podcast. Been waiting for this day for a minute. Old Davey out here just doing his thing.
Oh, Dave doesn't listen to my recommendations.
See, we shamed you into listening to a recommendation.
It's like, well, I shamed him to responding to my memes.
Yeah, and now Randy's hitting me with hearts.
Didn't you shame him, or you shamed him into inviting you to birthday parties? His birthday party.
Well,
specifically.
TBD. We'll have to wait till April 7th for that.
5th.
Yeah, I'm 1 season deep on Industry. Yeah. So what?
Welcome to the brethren.
Although I'm only 1 episode in, I give you permission to include spoilers here because they don't really bother
You've
me.
been 1 episode in for like
He's
how
out.
long?
He's not going to
I'm watching The Perfect Couple, dog.
Yeah, you don't want to
That
listen
show show looks good, but every review I've gotten of it says that it stinks, baby.
I don't know why. I'm enjoying the shit out of
It's
it.
not good when I get numerous DMs saying, I wish I had that 6 hours of my life back.
So you're saying numerous DMs from people you don't know are more meaningful to you than your friend Dylan's opinion?
You're 2.5 episodes in. You've been.
I'm 4 in now.
Oh wow! Look who
bitch.
watched an episode and a half last night, Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead with Industry.
As someone who didn't watch The Perfect Couple, I can tell you it stinks.
It stinks, baby.
I saw some tweets.
I like it.
Look, I read the book, okay?
Okay.
I didn't read the book. What do you want to know, Will? What do you want to know?
Should more people be watching this show? Am I overrating it? You can say I'm
No.
overrating it because I do think I am overrating it a bit.
No, I think it's incredibly well done. So I have watched season 1, and then I watched the first episode of season 2, which we'll get to that. And I found it to be much different than I had pictured it, not only because the subject matter, the setting is a bank and not the music industry, like I had thought for a couple of years when people were recommending the show. But just, I don't know. I thought it was going to be a little bit more hokey, and it's actually like a really good show. They actually, thus far, do a good job of developing characters. Yes, there's some gratuitous drug use and sex. I think this. I never thought I would say this. I think there's almost a little too much fucking. But
I kind of feel like the fucking gets reduced a little bit as they move on because I don't view it as being like a super H show. But
See,
a lot of people do.
it's not like it is, but it's not like super cheesy. It's a lot of it. This is going to sound weird. This is going to sound like a film guy or TV critic. I feel like a lot of it is necessary for the character
Okay.
to understand.
Dude, let's justify some sex scenes.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's justified. And honestly, like it feels like a a lot of these shows that try to portray young 20-somethings who are single and working and balancing that with their dating life.
Mhm.
A lot of it doesn't seem believable. A lot of it seems like forced and like what 60-year-old wrote this. It doesn't seem like that. It seems like a somewhat close representation. Not that I have any idea what the 22-year-olds are doing, but it seems pretty close.
The best way that I can describe it is I feel like it's a combination of Succession and Euphoria. It's got the drugs and sex of Euphoria and the young person aspect of it. Like you could debate that the people in the show are maybe too young to be doing what they're doing. Maybe it's too high level. But like just it's a combination of both. And it's not a perfect combination of both. But I think it fills a very good void right now of like great TV shows that we don't have out right now. It's a great void filler while we wait for White Lotus season 3. That kind of thing.
I'm gonna get back in.
Are y'all gonna frick with the Penguin?
Yes, absolutely.
I will start that after I get caught up on Industry.
If you're
Looks
if you're
dope.
trying to become an eye head like Dave and I, and maybe Dylan, I guess, like a little bit. Season 3 is currently wrapping up this upcoming Sunday. It's a great time to get in so that you can just watch every single season and set yourself up for success.
Is this the final season?
No, they got renewed for season 4 because it's been
Right.
absolute gas. I truly think that I think that the show has gotten better and better each season. And I also think that part of that reason is because they've been doing so many callbacks and character development that go back to season 1 that it's almost satisfying to see it pay off. Like, I think I look at season 1 as being better now because it is still a part of season 3 in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
They haven't lost the plot.
I never worked in a big bank. That may shock you. But you see, I feel like they had some, the creator of the show, he spent some time, right?
Yeah, apparently he was an investment banker before he became creative.
a lot of the outlandish things, they kind of mimic what I imagine. My friends who worked in like big law firms, a lot of the stories they tell and a lot of the hijinks that happens down on the floor and like at the Christmas party and the happy hours and stuff with like very, very high end, eccentric, wealthy clients, that shit goes down. And it's pretty fun to see how they portray it. And like,
how much do you sit there when they're talking about moves that they're making within the investment banking industry where you're just like, all right, I'm just going to put my head down right now and hope that this pans out in a way that I understand in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, when they're talking about the FX group, and then like shorting the dollar because of Brexit or some shit, I'm like,
yeah, for sure. No, I get that.
Sounds good. This isn't my world. I'm not going to even try. You don't really need to have that knowledge to enjoy the show, though.
Who's your favorite character?
Season one favorite character might be Eric.
Eric's a savage.
Eric, because he is just I won't give too much away. I like his relationship. Although it gets a little weird, I like his relationship with Harper. Initially he's very, very like he's a psycho, but he also like sees a lot in her that he sees in himself. And it's kind of nice how he protects her and wants to get the best out of her. And again, this is only through season 1. I don't know where this goes. If this take ends up looking real bad, I reserve the right to amend it. But and Rob's good too. Rob and Harper are really good. Rob's just a kid. Rob's got to fucking calm down. He's giving me anxiety. The drug use gives me a lot of anxiety.
If he gives you anxiety now, I'll just tell you right now, it's never going to end.
Okay, I thought that might be the case.
The major reports, non-spoiler reports of the season finale of season 3, everyone's saying that it's supposed to be a tailspin for Rob, and I'm like, that's not what I want.
Oh man,
I ride for him. Have you met Jesse Bloom yet, or Jesse Boom yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's staying in the hotel.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, I'm
Dylan,
excited to see where that
catch
goes.
up.
I'm going to.
Are you guys Bridgerton guys?
No.
My wife was or is.
My wife watched the first season. I don't know if she ever dipped into season 2 or if there is a season 3.
I don't know.
Can you tell me what's happening
sorry.
with this? No. I don't know.
So you remember what was the Wonka thing? That had to have been a year ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Do you remember like people paid money to bring their kids and go to the Willy Wonka experience in Scotland?
Uh-huh.
And they got there and they're like, what
Wasn't
the
great.
fuck is this?
Wasn't great.
You familiar with Detroit?
The
Like-
city in
Like
Michigan.
D-TROYT.
That's the one. Detroit threw down a Bridgerton ball. Some fans were charged up to $1,000. They got all dressed up, and you familiar with the time period of Bridgerton?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a period piece.
Yeah.
They got all dolled up to go to this Bridgerton ball, meet with some like-minded people who really liked the show, and apparently it was just a big money grab ruse. It was like a conference room in a hotel that included a pole dancer and Kit Kat bars. Staff wearing sports jerseys and people just sitting on the floor. And it was apparently widely panned.
The photos are truly depressing.
Randy, can you pull up that tweet I sent you? Yeah, the photos are really sad because you see people who probably took time and spent money on their cool costumes. And it just looks mega depressing.
Oh, no.
Undercooked chicken, a step and repeat that looks like...
Like people are just
It's bad.
sitting on the ground texting.
They don't have tables and chairs.
These people dressed up like really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sorry.
It's giving unknown.
It's like the most generic like hotel conference room
It really is.
of all time, or like ballroom it's like a Marriott ballroom.
If you have the overhead lights on for this party, you don't have like a fake chandelier going, you're already fucking this up.
The lighting in this room is terrible. It's like very
I would imagine to walk into like beautifully set tables, a dance floor, flowers everywhere, actual plates, not paper plates. This looks like a middle school themed dance.
They got taken.
According to one video on TikTok, there was a, quote, queen in attendance for visitors to have a photo taken with, but she spent her encounters handing out business cards and telling people to follow her on social media.
I like
It's a clout play.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really bad. And you just feel bad when people get all dolled up for something like this.
$150 to go to this, and this is what you get. This is my official take. Unless something is sponsored by Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, Max, whatever it is, just don't go to it. Just don't go to whatever TV show or movie thing that they're doing. If it's not officially licensed, then we need to start abandoning shit.
Did people request refunds? And if so, did they get them?
Randy and I found a TikTok and we were going to watch it. And then we realized it was 9.5 minutes long, which feels too long for that platform.
That's too.
That's not the right platform.
I didn't know
for
you
your
could do
9.5
it.
I didn't either.
TikTok.
I go, Randy's like, are we going to play this? And I was like, nope.
He sounds just like that.
Dude, let's
too.
do an industry party.
That's what I sound like.
Let's do an industry party in the office. We'll make like a fake Bloomberg machine.
Oh, and let's invite people.
Okay.
We can
like,
put a
from
bunch of
Office
these
Complex.
cocks over. Yeah. Oh, we can invite the people from the office over.
Yeah, we have the
Oh,
opposite
dude,
problem.
they'll be here.
Yeah.
They're for sure gonna come.
Yeah. We should make it a ticketed event. So even if they no show again, we can at least profit off of it and not just waste a bunch of money on alcohol that's going to go undrank.
We have plenty left over, actually. Still.
Yeah. If you're
Really?
listening over there, you guys want to come over and
Do
have
we?
some beers. We still have got some beers over here. We did make it through the Lone Stars, which I thought were going to sit in our office for like months.
Hey, I got to say another thing about industry that they really want me to do stimulants. That show.
Meth, famously not legal or not meth. Sorry,
Adderall.
not legal in the UK.
That's not either.
Same
I'm going to
thing.
become an Adderall dealer in the UK.
That's good. You should.
It's clearly a
You
market.
should move weight.
That show, man. That show owns so much real estate in my brain right now. I'm watching it every night, and I've cut myself off. No more I'm going one episode a night.
Dude, the soundtrack, too fire.
Why not more than one?
I feel like it takes away from the show. I like to watch one, then let my brain digest it, and then I'll do another tomorrow.
Why don't you just watch
Wait, was
8
me.
straight episodes like I did on the plane?
Because then I feel like I don't process things and I forget about them.
Yeah.
I'm doing that with Lost now. By the way, I'm almost done with Lost. So I'm at the tail end of Lost and I'm starting Industry. And those shows are going in two completely different directions. I'm not real sure where Lost thought how they were going to end this thing. But man, is it fucking chaos.
You've seen the ending of Lost, though, right?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, I thought you had already seen the ending.
I had an idea of what it was, but I don't think that's what it is.
And Eric is in Lost, right?
Yeah, Eric is Miles in Lost. And it was the weirdest thing. I ended an episode of Lost, turned on Industry, first episode. The first person I see is fucking Eric.
It's so weird.
And he's so good in Industry. It's crazy. But yes.
When I binged, the show that I binged the hardest, like stayed up late, couldn't stop watching, was staying up till 3 a.m. watching episodes, was Breaking Bad. But I was watching like 6 episodes a night. I couldn't get enough of it. And if I was ending a season, I knew that I was going to watch at least one more episode or at least probably 2 more episodes every time. It's the most addicted I've ever been. I had no way of like stopping myself from just watching as much as I possibly could at any moment.
I think there was a scenario where had we been earlier on it, an Industry pod. I like it that much. I like talking about it that much.
It flew under the radar for so long that I feel like people didn't actually start like hardcore watching it until this season. And so I feel like there's a lack of information out there regarding the old seasons. Like there's no oysters, clams, and cockles for Industry season 1.
Did they not do Industry at all?
I don't think they did.
Does Barrett watch it?
I don't think he does.
Barrett needs to watch
Yeah,
it.
he needs to watch it.
Industry, Kyle.
How's it going, guys?
Just podding.
Just podding?
Just trying
That's
to
all
do
you've
our
been doing is
best.
just podding?
Yeah,
How
we're
was the
just podding,
business
dude.
call?
Business call went well.
Did you conduct business?
Was told I did, quote, good job. So I think
good.
we're good.
Was that by someone important or was it from some spare on the call who was just trying to contribute at the
Someone
end?
important.
Okay.
We're only taking compliments from the important people. But everyone at my company is important.
I like
love my
unmute.
company.
I like the unmute at the end of the call. Hey, great call, guys. All right.
I actually had to speak in this one. But means I'm gassed up and ready, excited to be back here. I actually do want to touch on industry. I've seen the pilot, the 2 hour, the really long pilot, and I really loved it. My wife wasn't the biggest fan, so naturally we have not picked it up as
Ditcher.
a joint show.
Not like for life, but just for the show.
Yeah, it's going to have to be one of those ones that I watch in my own time. You know how those shows go. It's hard to find your own time.
If it makes you feel any better, Kyle, I am watching it without my wife, and I've gotten to the point where I will just put it on while she's in the room and
it's
say,
that
this is
good,
a you problem. Like, if you can have this on and not get drawn into it, then I'm not going to worry about it.
I think that was Narcos Mexico for me. I was just like, I gotta see what happens in this thing that I could Wikipedia.
Narcos Mexico
Narcos,
needs to be
dude.
talk about more in great television.
I love Narcos Mexico.
Narcos Mexico is the best season of Narcos.
Great show.
The thing I had with, let's just talk about a show that's like 4 years old at this point.
Let's do it.
The struggle I had at the beginning of Narcos Mexico was like the same thing from Half Baked, where it's like, you're in here for weed. And it's like, initially in Narcos Mexico, they're dealing weed. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this doesn't seem as serious, but then it gets really serious really quick.
Oh, yeah. Once they get their pilot,
Yeah.
going, stuff like that, you get to move up to the powder.
Mhm. Once you get the CIA involved.
Yeah, Dylan didn't even bother watching season 1. He's like, I'm going straight to season 2 for the cocaine content.
That's true. I did that.
Let's hear from our friends over at Shopify. You might be thinking to yourself, does the Wash Media shop run on Shopify? I bet a lot of people are wondering that as they're going to sleep at night.
Indeed, it does.
It does. This is how much we ride for Shopify. Before Shopify came on as a partner, we set up our shop over on Shopify, and we've been just moving product ever since. Nobody does selling better than our friends over at Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not-so-secret secret. With Shop Pay, it boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning less carts going abandoned and more sales going through. I love Shop Pay. You guys, I need to get you guys on board with this. It's on like so many sites that are run by Shopify at this point that it's hard not to check out.
Yeah, almost all of them now. It's so Shopify is so user friendly. I'm in it every day, and it's like second nature to me at this point. And no one would describe me as like tech savvy.
Most people describe you as a hunter and pecker on the keyboard.
I don't know how that fits in. Is that in the copy here, actually?
Yeah, it's right here under
look at that bullet
under
point.
must read. It's bolded
Okay.
as a necessary read. Yeah.
I saw it on their website.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. There's actually a GIF of you on the website. Just hitting it. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that we use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/circling, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/circling to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/circling. All right, let's talk sports movies.
Let's do it.
Let's talk sports movies. I do have a question, though, for everyone in the room. Kyle, I'm going to ask you last. Dave, what's your favorite sports movie?
Wow. I have to think. Probably, it might be Happy Gilmore. It might be Happy Gilmore if I just think about how many times I've watched it, and the fact that I think it stood the test of time. It's a classic. So I'm gonna go Happy Gilmore.
Dylan?
Sandlot.
Really? Over Major League?
I love them both. They're both on my Mount Rushmore probably, but Sandlot is just fantastic through and through.
Okay.
Parks also loves the Sandlot.
That's the best part about the Sandlot once you have a kid is
He loves it.
being able to revisit it with your kid.
My kid's not ready for Sandlot yet. Tried to cue it up. He got about 10 minutes in. And I was like, oh, this is working.
No.
Mine's Mighty Ducks too. Kyle, do you have a standalone favorite sports movie?
I do. It's Bull Durham. Bull Durham is it for me. It's the first chapter of the book. Everything else though is kind of in flux. When we put the book together, a lot of it was like kind of how Dave said, Happy Gilmore, the ones you've seen the most. A lot of these are movies, and just sports movies in general are great when they come on like TBS or TNT. It's like I can catch a few commercials of the replacements. Like that sounds great. I can watch Happy Gilmore's about to get his ass kicked by Bob Barker. I'm gonna stay on TV for that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You wrote a column one time for PGP that was like the best, the top movies that you'll stop changing the channel for.
I do remember that. I don't remember any of the movies that were on the list.
I know that Shawshank was on the list, but I don't remember anything except for Shawshank.
My
I
cousin
might have
Vinny. My cousin Vinny was probably.
It's got to
on
be
the
on the
list.
list.
Great
That's
movie.
an all-time.
Love My Cousin Vinny. Man.
A Few Good Men should be on the list because if you know that court scene is coming up, like you got to stick around.
You don't
for
change
it.
that
There's
channel.
there's a really untasteful or distasteful. There's a not tasteful cut to commercial in the middle of that scene. Pretty much every time I watch it on television,
Really?
it's just like really right there. We're going to
Corporate
commercial.
Got to pay the
They
bills.
make you earn it.
I turned on Top Gun Maverick last night. It was on like Paramount or whatever. I was just browsing after finishing watching some sports, and I guess it's so recent that I don't want to spoil it, but they cut to commercial right before the climax of the movie, right before Glenn Powell shows up. It was tough. It was real tough.
What a wild scene that was.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah. It was fun. We watched it in the IMAX theater.
You got great seats too.
Well, some of us did.
Oh,
We
God.
don't talk about that night anymore.
It's so funny.
Thank you, Randy,
It
for
wasn't
showing
even
up
that
early.
big of a deal. It's just funny.
No, we got better seats than Randy and Brett did. They were front row. When you were writing the book, like now that you've written the book, and how many times did you watch these movies while you were writing?
I would write them, or I would watch them like I was covering an event. So I would just have them on repeat, like especially the game. So in most sections of the book, we're framing it around the game, the big game. So in Major League, it's like that end game against the Yankees. We did a Knight's Tale, and a Knight's Tale is that final joust. And so I would just watch those scenes over and over and over again and try to pick stuff up. So I had seen most of these a million times anyway, but I've now all seen them literally at least 10, 15 times.
Were there any movies that you watched where you were like going in being like, this is a great movie, and then like the more that you watched it, you're like, this is dog shit?
I had the inverse happen. Not dog shit. I was just meh on Slapshot. I think I'd only seen it once or twice, and not for a long time. But Rick's a little bit older than me, and so there were a couple movies that he were like, gotta have Slapshot. We gotta have Teen Wolf, which Teen Wolf is a riot. But after rewatching Slapshot, I was like, oh, this is one of the best sports movies ever made. This movie's incredible.
Hockey, for being a sport that's not like the most popular sport in America or the second most, probably not even the third most, like it has great movies surrounding it.
Incredible movie. Well, because you can't like have bad hockey. You can't have people who can't play hockey. You can't have people who can't skate on film. It's not like you can throw in like Freddie Prinze Jr. and put him on skates. If he doesn't know how to skate, like you can't have a movie. So even like Mighty Ducks, Keenan was on one of the talk shows and was talking about like he can skate really well still because they put the kids through skate school in Mighty Ducks and things like that.
Having actors who actually know how to play the sport in the movie really sets it apart.
It's the
Miracle.
biggest key.
Yeah.
Miracle, they just took hockey players.
Bunch of hockey
Or like,
Which
hey,
I just
figure out
saw
how
for
to
the
act.
first time.
Oh, really?
Like weeks ago.
Did you
Yeah.
like it?
It was incredible.
It's
Loved
so
it.
good.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should listen to a podcast hosted by Kyle Bandujo where he had Dave and I on to talk about the movie Miracle.
And that was many moons ago, but yes.
That was
yeah,
old.
that
That
was
was
a good
old
time.
studio,
Yeah.
like
Yes, it was.
Vape House studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was movies like hockey movies are all the hockey always looks good. I'm sure there are exceptions that I'm not thinking of, but like Slapshot, the Mighty Ducks movies, Miracle, obviously, Goon rips.
Goon is such a great movie.
Love Goon.
What's that one about?
Goon was a tough cut from the book.
It's got Stifler.
What's
And the
the sport?
funniest role. So
Hockey,
it's
he's
hockey.
he's an
playing,
enforcer.
He's an enforcer in like minor league hockey, and his rival is played by Liev Schreiber, who's like an old salty enforcer. It's great.
Okay.
And then if we're getting into Rex, Shoresy on Hulu.
I've not started Shoresy.
We actually just recapped season 1 on the pod, but Shoresy is fantastic. And they got really real hockey players to do it. When sports movies or shows, when they get people who actually played the sport, there are things that are just lived, not learned. If you played baseball at a certain level or you played football or basketball at a certain level, there are things that athletes can just have naturally that you just can't teach someone who didn't play those sports to do. So it comes off as more authentic. It works better in the movies. It's why Kevin Costner is the sports movie GOAT, because he loves sports. He lives and breathes sports. So he feels like a minor league baseball player. He feels like a golfer.
Good golf swing.
Good
yeah.
golf swing.
do you
Tin Cup.
think John C. Reilly would actually be a good catcher? I've always wondered that.
Probably not.
Tin Cup is an omission of mine. I should have thought about it more for favorite because Tin Cup is just
Excellent.
it's very rewatchable.
That was this week's episode of Big Screen Sports. I'm Micah today. I'm
Yeah,
just plugging
fuck yeah.
everything. But yeah, that was this. Tin Cup that's another one. If the final round of the U.S. Open is starting in Tin Cup on TV, I'm breaking plans. Got to watch it.
Where is the driving range in Tin Cup located? Like where he lives.
Where's the actual? Where did they film, or where does he live?
Like, where does he live?
He
Panhandle,
lives
right?
in middle of nowhere, like a fake town called Salome in West Texas.
Okay.
which-
Out around
West
Pecos Way.
Texas.
yeah, there's
Okay.
a lot of there's a lot of logistical questions on what why are they hosting a charity golf tournament with tour pros? How did they get Phil Mickelson to West Texas? I mean,
It's an
now it's kind of obvious how they got Phil Mickelson to West Texas. A lot of connections, but
They gave him some
Oil
oil
and gas
rights.
play. Yeah.
yeah, but back then, no, a lot of questions.
My favorite Muddy Ducks 2. One thing I thought about, they incorporate the it's how they actually get what's Keenan's character's name? They get him in, they find him on like the street hockey team.
Yeah.
The roller hockey. That was like, I don't know if this is a nationwide phenomenon, but like D2 came out and like the Stars had just moved to Dallas and roller hockey blew up in Texas.
Russ Tyler, by the way.
Russ Tyler. And they had that roller hockey scene. And I was like, the outdoor street hockey. And I was like, looking back, I'm like, dude, they kind of nailed that. And that really that was kind of the hook.
Oh,
Because it was, I was already in because, the first Mighty Ducks ruled. But D2, like that was so well placed. And like that was something that people were actually doing.
I
So
would get done watching Mighty Ducks 2, go out in my driveway on my rollerblades with hockey gloves on, shoot around until I got tired, and then I would go back in and watch Mighty Ducks 2 again.
So the Stars moved in between Mighty Ducks 1 and Mighty Ducks 2? Because remember, in Mighty Ducks 1, he takes the kids to meet the
Yeah.
North Stars.
Mike Madonna.
And and they're like, oh, Gordon Bombay, you were awesome at hockey or whatever.
You were the
And then-
Minnesota Miracle, man.
And then right after that, they were like, we're going to Dallas. It's tough.
Do you feel bad stealing hockey from Minnesota?
Won a cup in 99.
They have
That's not really
they
an
have
answer.
a team. They have a team again, right?
Yeah.
The Wild.
The Wild.
right? The Wild.
Yeah, but the North Stars are so much tighter than the Wild.
Those throwbacks are tight.
When you guys were doing the book, how much did you have to account for the illustrative part of the book versus actually just writing the book? Did you try to tailor it toward like the design aspect of it, or was it like, hey, I'm just going to write the best thing I can do, and then you illustrate this and make it look awesome?
It was a little mix of both. We kind of came up with a running structure that would make it easy for us to work like in unison. So for every movie, there's a play map. So taking one play from the movie, like in Major League, Jake Taylor's walk-off bunt, which I've got some questions about if he could have actually beat that out with those busted ass knees.
Dylan could have beaten it.
I would think Dylan could probably run faster than Tom Berenger.
You do have
I
a
would,
bum knee though,
I would still feel good
Not
about
anymore.
that.
It's fine now.
till it's not.
Stop. Don't put that on me.
You're awful cocky for the guy who just got poked in the eye after talking shit all week.
That's good.
But yeah, anyway, so there was a play map for a specific play, which would take up a whole page. There was obviously going to be the ticket, like the ticket that Rick created. So I blurb the play map, blurb the ticket, and then I would write. There was a structure we did, kind of introing the movie, setting up the game, a big breakdown of the game, picking an MVP, picking if someone was good at their job or not, and then a couple random sections. We broke down like some sports movie Hall of Fame cases. Asked, like I mentioned earlier, the whole Waterbury Open Happy Gilmore loophole. So some things like that. And so that's where, with situations like that, sometimes Rick would be like, okay, we got a little space on a page. I'm going to create a visual. Or on the other side, Rick built out a visual in Tin Cup. He built out like the golf bag with the shovel and the rake and the baseball bat that Costner used. And so it's like, okay, that's going to take up some space there. I need to blurb that. So it was like, we knew we had these set things to do. And then each movie, potentially we added another 3-4 pages of visuals or writing. So we kind of tried to work in unison. So where one of us didn't get too out over our skis.
Was there ever a period where you're like, I'm done with this?
100%.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, it was. There were times where I would close my eyes and write just because I was like, I can't watch what I'm writing because it's too bad. and then the next day I would edit it, and I knew I would always finish it because like once we started, wasn't going to give back the money, and but I always wanted to do this, and like I told you guys earlier before we started recording, like I legitimately would have done it for free. So once I got the opportunity, I was 100% going to finish it. But there were times where I was like, yeah, this might suck. This might not be good.
Well, it's been so. You texted me early on in the process. I don't remember what question you asked me, but I remember where I was because I was like, oh fuck, that's tight. Kyle's doing a book. But I was standing in a grocery store and I was like, oh, I need to respond to this text like right now. I had no service in the grocery store, so I couldn't. But like, I mean, that feels like it was 2 years ago. How long did it actually take?
It's been almost 2.5 years process between linking up with Rick, us developing the idea, meeting with our agent, finding a publisher, writing out. This is a story for another day. Writing out like one half of another idea, having to nix it, then getting to where we got now. It has been like 2.5. I did not have gray hairs before I started this project, so it's been a bit.
A publisher asked to meet with me at one point to talk about the possibility of doing like a book around like Sunday scaries and stuff. And once she started doing the timeline of it, I was just like, man, that doesn't sound very. There's no instant gratification in this process.
It is a long.
Sounds like
wait.
you just get your nuts kicked like 50 times before you get to like be like, all right, this is great.
I turned in my final draft over a year ago. And there's obviously with the illustrated nature of this book, like laying it out, Rick doing all the illustration, like that added, I think with a book that doesn't have illustrations in it, I think that process is probably a little bit quicker, but yeah, it was quite it was not as like instant gratification as writing something in WordPress on PGP and then texting Dave or Will and be like, hey, I'm going to publish this. And them saying thumbs up.
Do we give him publish rights?
I think so.
I kind of took them.
Yeah. No, I mean, when I'm thinking about it, if I made a ranked list of people who deserve publishing rights that I don't need to worry about anything cancelable being in there, like you're definitely toward the top of that, if not number one. Delph might be at the bottom because you don't know what Delph was putting in columns.
No, he doesn't get access. Doesn't get access to WordPress. Doesn't get publishing rights. None of that stuff.
No, dude. I remember talking to like Ross when Ross was writing the TFM book way back in the day.
New York Times best-selling author W.R. Bowler.
Correct. I mean he was. Oh my god. That forever, like, not that I ever.
He was
like,
a shell of a human being.
Yeah, not that I was ever considering like I want to be an author one day. But I was like, holy shit, that whole scene, what he was going through, it's just like, I don't think I can handle it.
Well, Kyle asked me before, he's like, do you still want to go lock yourself in a cabin for 30 days and write? And I'm like, yes, I would love to do that. I don't know what period of my life I could even fathom doing that over. And like, it's going to be 18 years before my kids go off to college. So like, there's no way. I don't know how I would even find the time to do it with 2 kids at home.
I did a lot of it at night in bed. Like I would turn on, which I'm sure my wife just absolutely shout out to my wife for putting up with this. But I would like put on a movie and I would randomly start writing. I would do some of it like while I was eating lunch at my desk, sometimes early in the morning. The worst was when I would have an idea, like I'd be rolling around. It'd be like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd have an idea and be like, fuck, I've got to get up. I've got to type this out or I'm going to forget it in the morning. Cause the first few times I would have an idea, be like, I'll remember that in the morning. And then it's gone.
No, when you're laying in bed with your eyes shut and you're like, all right, remember that in the morning. Remember that in the morning. It's
never happens.
Gone. I slacked Brett this morning at like 6 a.m. with something that I didn't want to forget just because I was like, I can't even believe that I remember this now. Doing it with a book and not just like communication with someone, it'd drive me crazy.
Yeah. So I tried to type everything, get everything down, and then on the back end just had to cut a big chunk, cut some chunks. Some definite kill your darlings in the editing process.
Part 2.
Yeah,
Maybe.
again, if if everyone listening wants to buy multiple, even buy one, again, it is great for gift shop for like gift.
It really truly is.
It looks awesome on a coffee table. It looks awesome on a bookshelf. You can just poke through it. You don't have to like read it,
dude.
It pops on our behind the podcast too.
I'm gonna make
really pops back
just
there.
FYI. I'm gonna make you sign the cover. I'm gonna make you sign the cover of the one on display in here.
Yeah, that's a good.
Not the inside. I want you to sign the cover.
I'll sign whatever you want.
It is the perfect Christmas morning book because if you get like a normal like novel, you're not going to go start reading that on Christmas Day. You get this book that has like the visual aspect to it and the bop around nature of it. Like it's the perfect Christmas morning book.
It's a good pick up in your downtime and spend 20 minutes just sifting through a book.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of rewatch one of your favorite movies through the book. Is what
It's
I
very
like to say.
Mondo friendly.
Yeah, you can have this on the back of your shitter, and like you're going to be feasting
It's
for
a
days
great
on content.
great shitter book, like incredible shitter book.
Can we edit the back cover with like the recommendations on it, the quotes from people, and say like it's great for Mondos from Dave?
Huge.
read this.
Great
Original
Mondo
D-man.
book.
Read this while you're pooping.
Kyle, are you ready to talk about what you're doing this weekend?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bro, let's go out this weekend. There's a crazy event happening.
I like to turn up.
Bro, there's a crazy event happening.
Let's just go have fun and let go of it.
Little Woodrose, let's go.
This Weekend in Fun is presented by our friends over at Orgain. You know us. We're always trying to benefit our bodies.
I've been on Orgain.
We're trying to
for a
reverse
minute.
our aging. We're trying to be nutritious and delicious. But guess what? We're always looking for nutritious options to add to our routine, and we finally found one that tastes amazing and is not super expensive. We're talking about Orgain, baby.
They sent us a bunch of these, and we just absolutely deleted them.
Deleted.
They went quick.
They went really
It's almost
fast.
like they had ridges in the bottleneck of them because they were going down so fast.
It's what it definitely seemed like. Yes.
Cheat days aside, what you put in your body matters. If you want to fuel with the best. Our sponsor, Orgain, makes it so easy just to do that. I mean, here's the thing. They taste great. I don't even care about the nutrition side of things. They taste phenomenal.
Loaded with protein as well.
30 grams.
30 grams of protein.
If you're trying to put on a little muscle or just be healthy, you got to hit a threshold of protein on the grammage. It's kind of hard, not easy. Just down one of those, it tastes good. 30 grams right there, boom.
Well, yeah, y'all know me. Like, I'm not like a big gym goer necessarily.
No,
I'm not your traditional, gym head.
you still need your protein.
But whenever I work out, I always get like so hungry afterward that like I probably put stuff in my body that's terrible. It's time for some more gain, baby.
Yeah, you went through that dirty bulk phase.
You
I
know,
remember that.
Dirty bulk. It's convenient. It's the real nutrition that everyone's looking for. Only 1 gram of sugar per serving, Dylan. Only 1,
You have my attention, Will.
not 2.
Just one.
They're even made with soy ingredients, no artificial flavors or sweeteners. If you can poke a hole in Orgain's plan right now, I'm looking for where you can do it because I don't see anything.
I know this is about the 30-gram protein shake. I've been
Yeah.
on the protein powder and the protein bars for years now, and I absolutely love them.
Here, take your shirt off, stand up for the camera, and show everyone what this is doing to you.
That feels inappropriate right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just saying, it's working.
Thank you.
No glaze. Orgain 30-gram protein shakes are available at Costco and Orgain.com. If you want to get in on the delicious protein-packed nutrition today, head to Orgain.com/STEAM. Use code STEAM for 20% off your order. Once again, that's ORGAIN.com/STEAM for 20% off. And make sure you use our promo code STEAM so they know that we sent you. Kyle, what are you getting into this weekend?
On Friday, I am doing a book signing or book reading event. I'm honestly not sure what it's going to. I'm going to leave it kind of up to the bookshop, but at Nowhere Bookshop in San Antonio. That is at 6 p.m. on Friday. I will have some books. I will have some bookmarks to give away.
Are you nervous?
Extremely, yeah.
Okay.
There's a chance no one shows. It's also the Virginia Tech Miami game is happening at the same time. I'm a Virginia Tech fan. That game is going to be an ass beating. So I will be checking my phone every like 5 minutes or so at that event and getting more and more upset. So that'll be a good time.
Nowhere Bookstore?
Nowhere Bookshop store. Now, Nowhere Bookshop, I think it's San Antonio.
Go support Kyle if you're in San Antonio.
Yeah, come say hi. That'd be lovely. You don't even have to buy a book. Just come say hi. I just need to know that someone's going to be there.
Yeah, the anxiety before events where people are supposed to attend is always just, what if no one shows up? What if exactly 0 people show up? to
It's
this?
there. It's
Yeah.
sitting. That anxiety is sitting right there.
You'll be good. You'll be good.
This place looks cool. I'm checking out Nowhere right now.
It seems cool. Yeah.
If you live in San Antonio, the ideal date night is going to this book signing or perhaps reading and then just hitting some queso fundido somewhere afterward, calling it a night.
Sounds dope.
Like, that sounds like a great
You
Friday
know what's
night.
wild is last week they had an event with Wilmer Valderrama. Do you remember Wilmer Valderrama?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do very well.
Yeah.
Gotta imagine more people are going to go to that than go to mine. But
No. We're going to get
Fez.
PGP Nation's going to print out some of their favorite columns from you and have you sign them.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Are they still in line?
It's hard to say. I was actually wondering that earlier.
Yeah, I don't know which ones are. There's some that are definitely still online. I feel like there's another part of the archive that's just not. I don't know, though.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate lopping off some of those columns. Like, who's paying for the hosting on this? Who?
Not us.
You talk about the TFM columns, man. Yikes.
What are you doing this weekend?
Thanks
Mitch?
for asking, Will. Friday, Parks has his first baseball game. The Bad News Bears. Speaking of sports movies,
Great
that's
sports
the name of their team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's got the yellow socks and belt and all that, and they got it. It's a cool situation.
Chico's
Yeah.
bail bonds. Did they do?
It's not sponsored by Chico's, actually. No, unfortunately. So that's Friday night. And I don't really have much going on. I'm going to watch Texas play their first SEC game against Mississippi State Saturday
Wow,
afternoon.
what a sexy opener to the SEC.
Yeah, I know.
Who
That
they
game's
running
gonna
out
be-
there?
It gets real after that, though.
What's? Are you worried about that number one this weekend?
I think Texas probably gets leapfrogged by the winner.
They shouldn't.
The winner of the Bama-Georgia game.
They shouldn't, though.
I have no problem with it because they'll have a better strength of schedule up to that point.
Yeah,
whoever
but I
wins
feel
that
like in
game.
order to take the number one away from somebody, you got to that team either needs to lose.
I mean, Texas leapfrogged Georgia without playing Georgia.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that, Dylan. Don't bring logic into this.
Just saying.
It's college football.
They beat
bro.
Michigan, who probably is the best team in the nation outside of Texas.
That's
you know?
true.
Who's
Very,
that
very
starting
true.
quarterback going to be this week?
TBD still.
Okay.
TBD.
Mississippi State's running Michael Van Buren Jr. for the injured former Baylor great Blake Shapen.
The Van Buren boys.
So wounded tiger theory. better
They got
watch out.
MVB out there.
They got MVBJ.
Wow.
And the rest of my weekend is pretty open, actually. Don't really know what I'm doing. And those are my favorite weekends.
Hopefully your phone's working so we can get a hold of you.
You guys never hang out with me on the weekends, so it's just not on the cards. I will not be seeing y'all this weekend.
Man, I can't wait to tell you what I'm going to do.
The clam bake is Sunday, but I'm a maybe for that.
Oh,
Because
I'm going.
I got parked, and apparently it's not a kid-friendly situation.
Okay.
I was told he was making moves to make it a kid-friendly situation.
I told him to shut down that operation because I felt guilty about
They
it.
hired a clown.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't want to my kid's not going to enjoy clam bake even if it's kid-friendly. Unless there's a blow-up house there, like it's not going to be fun.
Blow up
Plus
house
Randy
is
will
like
be
the
there.
cheat code
Dave, you like
for
to
making
eat.
something kid friendly.
Oh yeah.
You like to eat clam.
My in-laws bought one that they have at their house, and so anytime we have people over, it's like, all right, we're going to come by and pick up that big house.
Pick up the blow up house. Yeah, it's a cheat code.
What are you smiling about?
Nah, Dylan's just being funny.
I pointed out that Dave likes to eat clam.
Just a subtle jab.
What you
Dave, you
love clam chowder? What are you talking about?
I swear to God, I don't know that I don't think I've ever had.
You've had chowder.
You've had chowder before.
I don't think I have.
What?
Really?
Oh, it's
It's
excellent.
not something I would eat.
Even like a corn chowder?
Oh, you have to, Davey.
I've probably had corn. No, I don't. I'm not a chowder guy.
Dave, I think
Dude,
I think you'd be really into
You're
clam
missing out.
chowder.
they've got corn. They've got like a corn chowder at Central Market that goes crazy, Dave.
What?
Crazy.
Corn
I'll pick you. I'll get you the gift of chowder next time I see the chowder out.
Well, hold on. There's something that Dylan, you sent me a video on Slack. Oh no,
I
that's
remember
you
this.
sent me a Steven Crowder video.
Come on, man.
No, this week.
Chowder with Crowder.
This weekend, I'm just going to be reading. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading. Now, not only am I going to read movies with Pauls, I'm going to read Leaving Your Friends is the Worst Part of the Wedding Hangover. Ranking people by how many years of jail time I'd take for them.
Oh, that one was me. Yeah, I remember that.
I always know like that one. I know Dave edited because I don't remember that as well. And but there's other ones where I'm like, I could probably outline this column.
The one about leaving your friends at the wedding, I believe we have Crying Will is the thumbnail.
It's possible.
That was a really good one.
Oh no, I remember being like, "Fuck, I don't want to read this today. Like this is gonna end me."
That was one of the ones where when you pitched it to me, and I knew, I was like, "Yup, that's gonna pop." I knew it was gonna be good, and it was. But then this one, you should go back and read this. 4 R-rated movies I can't wait to show my kid. Would you like to know those movies?
I would. I wonder how we're doing there.
Point Break.
Not yet.
Point Break, a little early.
Little early.
Fuck, and he's talking about the original Point
we're,
Break.
We're close though. He turns 11 in a couple weeks, so we're close.
Bull Durham,
Yeah, we're far.
full circle.
Maybe the cable version.
Inglorious Bastards,
We're far. Yeah, that's tough.
Zodiac.
I don't think he'd appreciate it like he needs to. I would show it to him. I think it would give him nightmares, but I need him to have the appreciation. I would
Dylan
probably
got
rework
nightmares
that
after
list if I
Zodiac.
could.
He was always texting me like, "Dude, this movie's haunting me."
Never saw Zodiac.
Really good. Love Zodiac.
A bonus Chappelle Show.
So I haven't shown him anything from Chappelle's show. I have shown him a couple a couple jackass bits.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, I can't show you the whole thing. I just need the first one was the riot control test where it's Knoxville and Bam and Dunn, and they get like the rubber balls like shot at them.
Oh.
And I was like, I called him over and I was like, I need you to know I need to know if you think this is funny. And he thought it was really funny. So
Good.
Jackass still hits.
Some physical humor that always plays.
Can
Always
they just
plays.
replace Chive TV with just Jackass TV, and at bars it's just Jackass clips playing on loop? Because I would much rather watch that than Chive TV.
All right, that sounds phenomenal.
Great
Slap.
idea.
I would like. I don't think anyone is turning that off.
No. We got T-ball Saturday morning.
So I was pimping dingers.
I
saw a pimp dinger.
You know,
last
he
week.
didn't chase after the ball, which is huge dub. And actually, man, we've been going out back, and he'll hit a few off his tee, and he's starting to enjoy it a little bit more, which is great. He likes going out there, but you know how it is when there's a playground about 55 yards away from the field. Like all the kids are just looking over their shoulder the whole time. That's all the only reason they're there is to go out there to that playground afterward. Got the clam bake Sunday, huh?
Yeah.
Bake of the clam mom.
I'm going to give you guys, maybe we'll record it. I will give you my official clam review
I like
about that for my first bite of clam, which I swear to God, I'm pretty positive I've never had any clam of any sort.
Brother, we gotta get you in some chowder.
Okay.
I don't know if I've had standalone clam, but I have had
Yeah,
lots
same.
of clam.
I
chowder.
know that I've had a pasta that I accidentally ordered that came with clams, and I remember being like, I did not think this
They're
through.
in the similar to mussels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As far as taste
I
goes
think they're
and
pretty similar.
texture and all that.
but like in clam chowder, I think it's rare to see an actual clam in there. I almost feel like it's like pureed stuff that just is supposed
Faux
to
clam?
taste like it.
Yeah.
But if
can
you have
get
real
one with,
clam
like,
in your clam
chunk-
chowder, that
chunks
means
of
you're
clam.
balling.
Mm.
Yeah, I've downed a few cockles in my day.
For sure. For sure.
Oh yeah.
And I'll yield my time to you.
Yeah, not much. Not much going on. Here's the thing. I don't know. I just don't really feel like doing anything. Like I being sick last weekend and just sitting in bed all day. I don't want to sit around at the house all day. But like, are the boys willing to go out and bop? Do I need to drive to San Antonio to the Nowhere Bookshop?
Let's rent a party bus, show up to this fucking book signing,
Then we
And
can take
come
the
back.
party bus up to Dallas
go eat dinner.
with Kyle in it.
That would be great. So I don't have to fly.
Exactly.
That'd be incredible.
We'll just rage the entire time. That sounds like a great weekend.
I would love to go do it a night out, at least dinner in San Antonio, because every time you go, the food really is phenomenal. So
yeah.
Truly an underrated city.
San Antonio.
Underrated
Yeah, it's
city.
good.
It's got
It's
its
good.
warts, but we've great public golf scene in San Antonio.
My brother-in-law's favorite soccer team is playing my favorite soccer team on Sunday morning, so we'll probably get the lads together and distract our kids while watching that and talking trash to one another.
that sounds great.
Yeah, should be okay. And outside of that, I don't know. I think I might just make some chowder so I can chowder my boys up on Monday.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds
That
great.
sounds
You want me to
sick,
make a
dude.
chowder? I'll make a chowder.
Chowder us up. fool.
No, I think it's too hot for chowder. Do we have any diving temps? I don't want to serve chowder to you guys and have you.
It'll be more pleasant.
It's dipping in a bit.
Okay. Once the temperature is steadily in the 60s, I'm gonna make the gift of chowder for the boys.
I look forward to that in a couple months.
They've been calling me.
Yeah, I'm still seeing some heat
I don't know.
on these on
Go
these
ahead.
temps.
I'm over it, man.
Is his name Damian Crowder? What's his name?
You're thinking of Jay Crowder,
Jay Crowder.
former Maverick great.
They've been calling me Jay Chowder lately.
There you go.
Yeah, we got there.
It's
You
good.
got that's a good pull.
We got there.
That's a
I saw
good pull.
someone speaking of former Maverick greats. I saw someone refer to Brittany Mahomes as looking like Steve Nash recently.
I saw that.
I
Okay.
did see that.
That was me.
Okay, that's me.
I don't think she looks like Steve
I
Nash.
thought she looked pretty good.
I've never
thought she
seen
looked pretty
Steve
good
Nash
in
in
the,
an SI swim issue, but I don't think she looks very much like Steve Nash.
No, Steve Nash, not a handsome fella.
You're not too ugly.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm the one saying this. What do I know?
You're a handsome lad.
You trust me. You know a hot dude when you see one.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, Kyle, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for letting me step out and take a call in the middle of this. But it's just great to see you guys. It's great
to be back
talk
together.
with you guys in front of microphones.
We should do this over beer sometime,
That sounds lovely.
and not in our office.
That sounds really.
Let's
lovely.
get something in San Antonio on the books.
Let's do it.
Hey, before
Golf?
we get out of here, guys, mind if I do a quick small biz September for our boy Payne Wright from Gainesville, Georgia?
Dude,
Okay.
when I go to the gym, they call it Gainesville.
Yeah. Yeah. This week's Small Biz September is sponsored by Gainesville. See what I did there?
That's good,
It's full
dude.
circle.
Here's what our man Payne had to say for himself. I want to introduce my small business, PBW Bookkeeping, a business I started this year. I'm a bookkeeper that helps small to mid-sized businesses keep their finances in order. Entrepreneurs spend a lot of time running their business and often don't have the time to focus on their books. They put it off until tax time, and it's a massive undertaking to catch up. My services provide monthly financial statements. The business owner will know how their business is performing and where they should focus their efforts. I offer a full suite of services from bookkeeping cleanup all the way to full service financial statement management, including cash management and AR and AP management. He's in Gainesville, Georgia, but the service is fully remote, so clients can be anywhere. You can find more information on his website, pbwbookkeeping.com. PBW.
Payne Wright sounds like he should have been a lawyer. You know?
Payne Wright.
Payne Wright.
Lawyer.
Payne Wright Law.
Injury attorney.
It'd be fucking sick if he was like a Undertaker.
Payne Wright.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If that dude owns a morgue.
A golf journalist. He with like a really, really
Yeah. It's a good name.
sweet Southern
It's a
accent.
strong
It's
name.
a strong
Molassesy.
name.
Also, next Tuesday, go listen to the game show yesterday. It was amazing. But next Tuesday is spooky season. Let's get these, hit up spooky at washmedia.com. Put it on the screen right now.
Look, we need your stories. We need spooky stories. We're lining up some stuff, some calls, not cold calls, but we're lining up some audio. I need stories because that's my favorite part, and I think yours too. Me reading your ghost story. So spooky at washedmedia.com.
Almost time to decorate the stew, Randy. Can't wait for that.
Thinking Friday.
I'm glad spooky season exists because I just dislike Halloween so much that spooky season, it ingrains me in the culture and I actually enjoy it.
I'm a little sick of you talking down on Halloween, man. I don't really appreciate it.
Maybe you should talk to the childhood version of me who formed this.
Get his little ass out of here. I'll beat some sense into him.
You're going to beat up a kid.
Yes.
That's surely going to make him love Halloween, Dylan. All right, Kyle, thank you so much. Everyone
Thanks,
go see
Kyle.
Kyle in
Thank
San
you for
Antonio on
We
Friday.
love you.
Later.
Bye.